What's going on, guys? Steel here. This is very ghetto-ass setup review. So, I'm just going to go over everything really generally. I'm not a huge PC nerd. I don't know all the terminology, blah, 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 blah. At 5.6 gigahertz, I totally forget what everything was, but we'll figure it out. So, I've got this ghetto-ass setup. Actually, even though I'm not sponsored, you should buy this kind of shit. This dust cleaning gel really helps out with your monitors. So, hashtag not sponsored, but should be. So, what we have here is my ghetto-ass power setup, which, by the way, as you can see, if I turn a light on, this is the router. Okay, this is the router. I also got this with my CPU. Someone want to use this code? I don't give a shit. Like, why did I even get this? Whoa, within 30 days. Wow, okay, if someone wants to take this code and use this, I don't give a shit. This is basically free. So there you go. Here's your code. Have fun. Good luck to whoever sees this first. I don't give a shit. So, we've got this ghetto-ass power cord. What is that? Okay, this is the Ethernet cable. This is the power cord. It goes and hooks and goes all the way right there to that grounded outlet, because the other one over here is not grounded. Only thing connected to it is the light. So yeah, that's my power situation. Absolutely sucks down here. It's kind of annoying because the only reason that this reaches here is because this power cable for the computer itself is basically stretching all the way to the computer, which is cool. Really ghetto, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So, before we move on, I guess we'll go to the monitors. So this is the video I'm uploading for the interview with my coworker Dennis, and it's almost done. It's taking forever though. I would have liked to have been editing it right now, but you know, it is what it is. This is the monitor I have been using for about a year and a half, 2 years now. With this computer, this was the pre-built that I bought. Ooh, excuse me, I had a burp. And yeah, this is my ghetto-ass track IR that I was using for flight sims on a binder. This was the old-ass PC. This is the first build that I ever did. This had a 1060 in it, I think an i5, and it was at like an i5, like 7700K or something. I don't know. This is an i7, 7700. I can't remember. But anyways, this thing served me well for my early videos. If you go back and watch from like 2014, 15-ish. Yeah. I think that. It was that long ago. Pretty much just used to play games on this. I didn't really do much YouTube. This thing could barely render a video, although I didn't know much about rendering back then. This has been serving me well. I got an MSI sticker, and I don't remember why, but I put it on there. I also put in my I voted sticker, which is really stupid and really gay, and I probably should have just thrown this out. But, is this the glass side? No, that's the wrong side. But yeah, this has been serving me well. The 1060 is in here currently. 2070 has moved to the new one. So, that's kind of the junk that I've been dealing with. This monitor my cousin gave to me. He gave to me this Corsair keyboard as well, which has different color setups, which are really cool. But yeah, been using this monitor at 144 hertz forever. Just got this new MSI monitor that runs at 144 hertz in like the normal display port. However, I have an HDMI hooked up, so it's going to run at 120, because it always wants to default on NVIDIA control panel to the native setting for which is like HD. So they both run at 120 now. But on the bright side, at least for crying out loud, I get to read chat on a monitor and not on my phone right here, which is where my Xbox controller is for Ace Combat and Project Wingman and sometimes War Thunder Sim, if I felt like it. But I had this good old force feedback or Sidewinder force feedback that I've been using since I was like 5 years old. That's 3 fingers. 5 years old. My VR Oculus shit. I hate Oculus, by the way. Sorry, not sorry, but the resolution and the frame rate is just garbage. Okay, I'm gonna try Project Wingman again in VR today, but I'm pretty certain it's garbage and I don't want it anymore. This is where I put on the joystick. I literally put it between my legs with some old ass yearbooks, and God knows what's in here. I think like my Wii games and stuff. And that's how I was flying for a while. Because the Xbox controller's dead zones just suck. Down here, some HDMI cables I ordered that I didn't need. My Blue Yeti box and the Oculus box. Blue Yeti is right here. Now, this is technically the front of the Blue Yeti. This shock mount and toner stand does not allow me to actually face the front of my Blue Yeti. I have to face it from the side. By the way, this is getting dirty as shit. So, yeah, I know. Kill me. Sue me. And I gotta clean this too. But yeah, this new MSI monitor is really nice. Picture quality is better. It's more meant for AMD, so having an NVIDIA GPU kind of it has like anti-motion blur stuff, which I mean doesn't work correctly, probably because, you know, I don't have an AMD GPU. So yeah, that's excuse me, but that's kind of what I'm dealing with. It's got really nice color quality compared to this. So this is pretty much just secondary, like watch YouTube for streaming and stuff. This is really helpful. I'm really glad that I have 2 monitors that can both attain the same refresh rate, because on my old PC right here for a time I tried 2 monitors, an old 60 hertz monitor and the current in this one, and it just wasn't working. It just ran, it like constantly forced this monitor down to 60, and it just drove me crazy. So screw that old 60 hertz HP monitor, which I used to use with this one, and just used one monitor for now. So that's why every time I've streamed, I use my phone to look at chat, simply because I'd never really had a good setup. And also, these are 2 desks combined. I don't know if you can see that, but these are 2 desks combined. This one's a little slippery because it's got this. They are not meant to go like this, by the way, but this is just how I had it set up. Because if I put a computer over here, these flimsy-ass, cheap Pottery Barn legs are not going to hold this bitch up. And I'm very, very anal about my computer being as secure as possible. So this rickety-ass shit, if this goes, I'm catching it with my legs before that shit is, okay? Not taking chances. My mouse is a Razer Trinity. These are all my side buttons. And this is why I'm good at War Thunder, JK, because these buttons correspond to the keyboard, and it's much, much, much easier to use these side buttons. It is so helpful. One is rocket salvo, I think. 2 is 2 bombs, I think. 3 is no, I have it mixed up. 3 is air to airs. 2 is bullpups / Nords. 1 is rockets. 4 is bombs. I know that's really, really stupid, but think about it this way, because there's different ones you can swap out, and there's like 2 buttons and there's 7 buttons. 7 buttons sucks. But on my other mouses or mice, 2 buttons were rocket, bomb. So that's why I have it like this, is because I'm used to that. So if you're curious about War Thunder controls and hotkeys and stuff, get yourself a mouse with side buttons. It is super helpful, super helpful, rather than using WASD, you know, like trying to roll around and evade SAMs, and you have to reach all over the place. It just doesn't work. So I will actually be doing an AGM video, which is long overdue. A lot of people on Discord were asking me, so we're gonna get that done as soon as possible. I'm just behind because I've been setting everything up and transferring files and working all the time. So yeah, but I really actually did want to do a tutorial on bullpups. That'll be one of the next videos, hopefully. So yeah, this mouse is awesome. Taking a look at the rest of the buttons, though, 5 is ballistic. It's actually Alt 5 is ballistic computer on my aircraft, and normal 5 is in the cockpit, just because, I don't know, when I like to mess around. 6 is full reel control. So this is how I do Cobras in the Draken, is I just press this 3 times, and then you go to full reel, and the Draken will, you know, do its thing. 7, honestly, I can't even remember right now what 7 is. A lot of these last few are for the ballistic computer stuff for the Phantom, the CCRP. So 12, I think it's 9 sets a point, 12 sets or removes a point, 8 cycles through bombing points that are on maps. 11 removes the points. 12 sets a manual point, I think. I can't even remember. I would have to look. But basically, that's what I use. I'm not going to go into that too much longer because that's going to just get confusing. And I accidentally, while pressing those buttons, basically just typed an inverted penis with a big head. So that's cool. Also, sup nerds. You're famous now. Look at you. Look at you, Mr. Alexander the Third. What the hell's wrong with you? Also, I know some of you like the new profile picture. You like the new profile picture? I'm very sporadic and all over the place. I had a hot chocolate, which gets me a little bit more hyper than a cup of coffee. So anyways, onward to the PC very shortly. Kid at work had his stock AMD fan. He never used it because he bought another one, and I had a ghost order of another CPU fan that I actually ended up getting the exact same day I bought it from this kid for 20 bucks, which isn't bad. So I was supposed to get it with the CPU, but the scalpers were were already buying up some of those setups, or just even random people. I don't even know. But the 2070 in here is going to get replaced with most likely a 3060 Ti or Super. I forget which one it is, but that's all that can really fit in here. I've got basically 1.5 inches of space, which, let me turn this light off. It'll be easier to see because of the glare. I have literally, like, I don't know if you can see it, but I have like 1.5 inches of space from where the RTX card ends, because the fans are right there. So two fans sucking in air. This is really nice and cool. This is also, I forgot to say, Fractal Design. Meshify C was the name. This is a ATX case, not an EATX. I should have gone with a bigger case because I literally wanted to build a monster. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I literally wanted to build a monster. And for some reason, I thought that this was bigger because this case down here is the current one, or the one I've been using, is the same class of case. However, it's bigger by maybe 1/2 inch, which is kind of dumb. So yeah, we've got the 2070, and actually I've heard that Gigabyte is one of the better brands to get, so that's good. The AMD stock fan, which is providing some nice RGB. I'm not dealing with RGB ever again in the form that it was in my old PC. I might put up a strip of lights, but I'm not going any farther, because seriously, there's no point to RGB unless you just, you're just a PC enthusiast. This is air cooled, as you can see. No water cooling, or liquid cooling, whatever. I don't want to do liquid cooling. I had it with the pre-built, the one that I've been using, which is a pre-built. I'm so done with that shit. So yeah, air cooling for me until I'm a little bit more experienced and or comfortable with having liquid flow around the inside of my $2,000 expensive ass computer. So got lots of case fans, nice white ones on top, sucking air out, and actually not that hot on top. Although I have my external hard drive blocking it for right now, which I gotta get done with that stuff. one fan sucking out the back. You know, the RTX 2070's got its own fans, PSU, and the two, I already said that, but the two fans sucking the air in. So yeah, it's very cool. I'm very, very glad that I got a lot of spare, right in there actually, case fans. Now I think the PSU actually had its own light, but I might be crazy. I think it did, but I can't tell. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, it might. You know what? It might not be hooked up because it's got a clear, like my other PSU on my old PC. It's got like the clear, semi-clear circle, but yeah, it's not hooked up. But that's okay. Still works. So yeah, I've got a Ryzen 7 3800X or 5800X Ti. I can't remember. And I've got 4 G-Skill Ripjaws, 128 gigabytes of RAM in total, sitting right there. Freaking glare, but yeah, you see it. And I think it was MSI B550 motherboard. So I've got Wi-Fi, because I don't have an Ethernet cable long enough right now. So yeah, that's where we're at. This has kind of been long overdue, this little setup video. But I was kind of wanting to do it when I actually got you know, like a 3060 in there. But that's not going to happen for a while. But the 2070 should hopefully last me a good amount of time and doesn't crap out on me. Because if it does, I'm going to be going fucking insane and running around every single store around me trying to get a new graphics card. But hopefully, knock on wood, it does not come to that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the setup review. I didn't want it to be like 17 minutes long. I wanted to run it quicker because I did this once already. However, it's still the same amount of time, but I'm just talking quicker and I sound like I'm on speed. Which, if you've ever seen a lot of my older meme videos from like earlier in the year, I'm just that kind of guy. I'm a little woo-woo running along. So, yeah, I'm going to get working on the interview with my coworker. And, yeah. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk.